And all of the above is the only way I can process the bizarre Jason Kenney announcement today. I'm not in Alberta as much as I'd like to be these days. I'm here in exile in Toronto. I think I'm a Torontonian now. But I get out west fairly often, and I talk to Albertans every day, both old friends and members of the public and viewers. And I have to think if you were to knock on 1,000 doors in Alberta and say, what's the key issue in this provincial election? I got to tell you, I don't think a single person would say, you know, in this provincial election, what we need? We need more immigration. What? I doubt one person would say that, but that is what Jason Kenney's announcement today was. Here, listen.
We need to use the power of immigration as one strategy to restore investor confidence and to build new businesses, to create prosperity for all Albertans. During my tenure as minister, I quadrupled Alberta's allotment under the provincial nominee program, which helped to double immigration levels to Alberta from about 21,000 to about 42,000 new permanent residents a year. The only province, I believe, that does not focus immigration on less populated, like rural regions, and nor do we use the ability to nominate people for work permits to get them here faster before they get permanent residency.
What? Immigration is a federal matter. It's not a provincial matter other than some tweaks. I mean, the main point here, though, is that there's massive unemployment in Alberta right now. It's worse than any other province in Canada other than those in the Atlantic. Alberta's unemployment is worse than Quebec. It's worse than Ontario. That means there are lots of unemployed men and women right now who are actually the most skilled workforce in the country. Let me say that again. Alberta's unemployed people are the most skilled unemployed people in Canada. They're not out of work because they did something wrong. They're not out of work because they don't have the skills. They're out of work because Rachel Notley and Justin Trudeau. There is no shortage of workers. There is a shortage of jobs. And Jason Kenney wants to bring in more workers before our existing Albertan unemployed are hired. And to rural parts, what does that even mean? Is this even a provincial election platform? It's so weird. It sounds like Jason Kenney just took some of his old files from when he was a cabinet minister, and he's repurposing them, immigration, in a provincial campaign. By the way, it doesn't even make any sense. Canadians don't want more immigration. Here's the Angus Reid survey from a few months ago. Literally only 6% of Canadians want higher immigration. That's that black line at the bottom there. 49%, the red line, want less. 31%, the blue line, say, well, keep it as it is, maybe. So it's what, 8-1 want less immigration as to more. It's not broken down by province there, but I'm pretty sure support for more immigration is even lower in Alberta. How could it not be? Alberta already has plenty of people who are looking for work right now. Bringing in cheaper foreign labor to undercut them helps no one, or even bringing in more skilled labor. How does that help out our own unemployed skilled labor in the province now? This is a solution in search of a problem. It doesn't make sense. And listen to Kenney's justifications of it. Here, listen for a bit here.
The goal will be to end large backlogs, speed up processing times, proactively attract talented newcomers from overseas, welcome job-creating entrepreneurs, and encourage settlement in rural Alberta, which needs population the most.
His first two goals there are really weird. Fix the immigration backlog and speed up processing. How's that an Alberta provincial issue? Fix the backlog, as in there are foreigners who really want to come here, and they're not getting enough service quickly enough. That's his top priority. It's the first thing he mentions, making things convenient for foreigners. And the second one, speeding up processing times. That's not the problem. The problem is that Alberta has nearly 7% unemployment, and it's skilled workers in Alberta who can't find work. And he's really excited about bringing in foreigners faster. Who came up with this? Bringing in job creators? Okay, good idea. I'll believe it when I see it. But that's not the pitch here. The pitch is really bringing in cheap third world labor to a province that already has unemployed Canadian labor. I really can't believe Jason Kenney referred to Brooks, Alberta, as his example of a success story.
Brooks is a good example. They have managed to do this partly because of the large meatpacking plant there that has been very proactive in recruiting newcomers. But this is the single most effective way that we can help to revitalize economic growth in smaller communities.
Brooks. He's really using that Brooks meatpacking. Brooks is a small town in Alberta that decided to hire cheap foreign workers in their meatpacking plant rather than to hire Canadians for a couple of bucks an hour more. And they thought Somalis would be the perfect people to work in Brooks, Alberta. So no surprise that it has been a disaster. The crime rate in that town doubled. Alberta is now famous for having exported Somali terrorists to ISIS. But just from a plain old economic point of view, which is being touted here as the rationale, why? How is bringing in cheap foreign labor, which is the story of the Brooks meatpacking plant, that's exactly the story he refers to, how is it a success that you've got some employed low-cost labor from Somalia in Brooks? This is so weird. It's like Kenney's running for prime minister, for the Liberals, appeasing, Ahmed Hassan's Somali. He's got that nailed down. Appeasing the CBC and appeasing migrant lobby groups. Alberta doesn't need more migrants, especially for economics. Here's a chart showing that the province has had nearly zero net immigration for the past 5 years, as in people are leaving Alberta almost as quickly as they're coming in anyways, because there's no economic opportunity there. People are getting up and leaving the province, and he wants to bring in more Somalis. Why is he doing this? He actually said he's going to lobby Justin Trudeau and Ahmed Hassan to ask for more.
Listen, I would happily lobby the federal government to increase Alberta's allotment under the provincial nominee program. As federal minister, I took it from 1,200 to 5,000, quadrupled it, which took the number of immigrants coming through the program from about 4,000 to 22,000. That helped to double the overall number of immigrants coming to Alberta from about 21,000 in 2005 to, on average, 42,000 when I left as immigration minister. And I'm proud of having doubled immigration levels to Alberta, partly by giving Alberta a 400% increase in its nominee. But since then, Alberta has been flat.
What is going on here? The oil patch is hurting. The pipeline industry is dead. Coal is being positively euthanized by the NDP. Pipelines are not being built. It's collapsing the prices. What's going on here?
I know a lot of immigrants that came here with high hopes but couldn't find jobs. And they've ended up leaving for Toronto or Vancouver. That's a terrible shame.
Yeah, I guess that's sad. But why is that more sad if it happens to foreign citizens than when it happens to Canadians, to Albertans? And how is bringing thousands of more people going to change that? What is even going on here? Alberta is having a very tough time. Albertans are. Albertans are homeless. Albertans are on welfare. Albertans need jobs. It is sad that the unlimited pool of people around the world, the 7 billion people who could come to Canada if they could. It's sad that 7 billion foreigners can't get jobs in Alberta, sure, but it is more sad that Albertans can't. To focus on this, to say this is a priority, to make this announcement, to say he's going to lobby Trudeau for more migrants, that is not real. That is not what Albertans are asking for. That's what the CBC wants? That's Jason Kenney trying to win the love of the CBC? Trying to prove how woke he is, so woke that he's going to lobby Justin Trudeau for more migrants? Jason Kenney is more scared of the CBC than he is of anything else. If you're wondering how he's going to govern, I think that's what you need to watch. I've never in my life heard someone in small town Alberta say they want Trudeau to pour more migrants into their town. Pretty sure Brooks is a cautionary tale, not a role model. If you want to know what Jason Kenney responds to, don't look to a carbon tax rally or a pipeline convoy. I don't think he likes those. Look to what they're gossiping about at the CBC headquarters in Toronto. Look to what the media party is twittering about online. That's what Jason Kenney responds to. Please tell me if I'm wrong here, because I wish I was, but I don't think I am. That's an excerpt from the Ezra Levant show. Every day I do a video monologue and then I interview an interesting guest, and then I end by reading my hate mail. But you've got to subscribe to it, which you can do at therebel.media/shows.